Hey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Brickstop Live with myself, your host, Jason, and we have Jim in the house as well. How you doing, man?
All good, dude. All good. Back's getting a bit better every day. So, yeah, kind of feeling a bit more back to normal, but a bit of a cold. I hear you're a bit laid up as well, mate.
Yeah, well, you can probably hear it in my voice. I was kind of sick last week, and I thought I was doing better. I woke up and I'm like, so I'm gonna be coughing and huffing and puffing through the live, but I figure we do it anyway. We already got the slides up, we got the thing going, so let's make it happen. Sure. Let's see, what was I going to say? Yeah, you said your back is feeling a little better from last week.
Yeah, I'm not so much. It's not in spasm as much. It's relaxed a little bit. Been doing a lot of stretching and a lot of yoga and not really pushing it too much. So, right fixing it, but it's harder to fix it at 39 than it is at like 20.
Dude, you tell me about it, man. Things aren't the same. Yeah, it's crazy, but we're making it happen. So
yeah, man. And hello everyone in the chat. Well done. Thanks guys for getting in. I know a couple of guys were in a little bit earlier, wondering what the delay was. It's all good. Just make sure everything's good quality for you guys and ready to present. No pressure.
Welcome, Chris. We got Arn. Hello. Yeah, the delay. Sorry about the throat. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it work. I got some water. I'm gonna be drinking some water here, and if Jim has to take the wheel a little bit more this time,
well, if there's any faction that I can do that on, it's this one, mate. Don't worry about that.
So I'm gonna be clearing my throat like I got something going on here. We got Black Falcon in the house and Lorem Systems. One of my favorite space factions. Yeah, these are fun. So
this is it for me. This is the Black Knights of space for me, really.
Yeah, and we got on a little bit later. I have the kids. They're home. One of them's sick. It's like a whole thing. So they're running around. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna be playing it by ear a little bit.
Deluxe is such a great word, Spacer Nate. It is deluxe, man.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Tron is so deluxe.
We'll get there.
I didn't preload the slides. I just realized. So we have this one, but the rest of them we're gonna have a little bit of a delay on.
Wow. It's so ace.
Yeah, so that's the poster. I had this one. I almost used it as the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I decided I liked this one. This one's a little more
that's cool.
Rare, I think. It's a less common one. I think this is the most common one here.
Yeah.
But this is where they have the cool space platforms floating above the planets and stuff. So
yeah, it's amazing. But incorporating the base plates and some nice sort of tile and headlight techniques, because obviously snot wasn't as big of a thing then. But although there is 1x1 rounds that have been studied into those 1x2 bricks with holes all those red trans on. In fact, I think they might be megaphone parts actually. They're megaphone.
I think they are. Yeah.
It's even cool.
It's fun to see it's fun to see the creativity in some of these posters, especially when most of the stuff in them is brick built extras.
Yeah.
Right. So here, I think it's mostly, see the tunnel. It looks like they're using some not PVC pipe, but drain pipe for the tunnel. Yeah. But there's some brick built, even here, there's brick built little areas around things. And then here it's even more. So fun to see that.
It's ace, man.
Books.
Yeah. So many layers deep as well for such a bulk build. It's just respectable, and it's just so much effort compared to, again, not to moan or anything, but look at this compared to anything now in advertising from Lego. It's supreme. And sometimes less is more, and by less I mean just build it with Lego and show the thing like that. I'm sure, though, having said that, this was very time consuming to build, and there might be a little bit of early Photoshop sort of equivalent trickery going on.
I think. Yeah, there must be. Well, it's hard to say, because back then, I mean, they could even do this where they laid this on top of a painting.
Yeah.
And then photographed it all in one shot sometimes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes they would do that. This looks mostly all in focus. Sometimes they wouldn't have it all completely in focus if they did that, though. So, I don't know.
I tell you what, it's just the scale of it, isn't it? It's really impressive. All of those, all of the container parts with the magnets on top stacked up against that wall, with the implication that this whole place that the magnetizer's in at the moment will be full of them when we've stored everything up. It's just what is it they're storing? It's a cool. So such lore fodder. Fantastic.
Yeah, totally. No, this almost looks like an elevator platform that would rise up and down that the magnetizer's sitting on.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see that now. Yeah.
I mean, it probably isn't. They probably wouldn't have stacked a bunch of stuff against the back wall like that.
The way that it's lit in that corner is
interesting. Yeah, it just kind of feels like it doesn't look like a ramp really coming out, but it could just be a different, like something else. But yeah, I like it. All very cool.
Really impressive photos as a whole, like, and really indicative of this golden era again. Here we are, like, you know, the good times.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I think that they have just laid the base plates for those landing pads just on top of tiles, haven't they? If you look,
I think they did. Yeah,
they haven't clipped those in.
Yeah, so
cool.
Yeah, we'll grab this one. Yeah, so we're gonna get the little load screen on these slides now, but that's okay, I guess.
Sweet, all brilliant these.
All right, so we have what do we got here? We've got 4 of the smaller sets, and you know what's funny is Brickset didn't include one, I think, on the next slide.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
we've got the pulsar charger, we've got the vector detector. I can't remember what 1478's called.
Yeah, so let me see. So let's see. 1478 is mobile satellite uplink.
Oh, of course, yeah, fantastic.
And then 6811 is pulsar charge.
Pulsar charge, yeah.
Pulsar charger, and then beacon tracer.
That's it. Beacon tracer is the
one,
classic
the mobile one down there, and then we have.
Yeah.
Oh, this is vector detector, isn't it?
Yeah, vector detector.
Okay, so I have it included in another slide because I thought I hadn't gotten it because the second image.
Yeah.
Well, the second image looks so different for some reason to me. It was a different shot, and so
it's got a magnet housing at the back and stuff. What you don't see in this shot.
And there's another image I have, which will be on the next slide of this again. So we'll just get that repeated. But
brilliant.
It shows that little magnet box better, and it, to an extent that it almost looked like a different set to me, and I wasn't paying attention. So it's been a whole.
To be fair, that is the thing. It's like looking at the back is you do it's got a nice reveal to it because this was the front of the box at the time, and then you get to the back of it. Oh, cool! We've got a magnet, and it's the only one of these smaller sets that actually incorporated the magnet because they were consistent through the theme. But obviously, the very small ones aren't going to come with one. But the vector detector did. Which is nice, but beacon tracer's got some lovely parts. I really like the slope, cross compatible with black Tron, and you've got, of course, your nice printed, and it is printed, not a sticker, although it looks like a circular black sticker. It's printed visor, isn't it? The hexagonal visor. So all over, these are really great small builds to accompany the big ones to come. I think I quite like them. I know that Tron does well with its land vehicles throughout the theme, but the vector detector is one of the better design flying machines for me.
I think so. Yeah, I think that one's pretty nice. I love this little guy. Which one was this one?
Mobile satellite uplink.
Mobile. Yeah. So as far as pulsar charger. As far as the mobile ones, like the ones on the ground, all of them are good. The ships, the flying ones, have a little bit to be desired on some of them, but I do like the shape of this little guy here. Mobile. Pulsar charger. Yeah, I think
it does well with few parts, doesn't it? This one, I think both of these, the ground and 1478 mobile satellite uplink, does very well with a smaller amount of parts, considering that you would rely that hinge. 4x4, 2 4x4 hinge plates. You'd rely quite a big mechanism on that later on in the wave on bigger vehicles, and yet here it is just used. It's kind of simultaneously the setting platform and the control platform and the satellite platform. But to see the piece used like that and made a big deal of in a small piece is a really nice thing, and it adds a different steering dynamic as well. So great use of a small set with great use of a few parts, and I think the pulsar charger that you've honed in on, very similar affair for the flying vehicle equivalent, right down to the trans fins on the back that you can just see there behind the aerial. That's quite a rare piece in trans neon green, so it's great to get that on such a small piece. And this set is very common on the aftermarket, I will add. If you like the look of this, it comes up a lot, but just look out for one with the fin on. You won't regret paying an extra
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, too, for that bad boy.
That's a good one. Yeah, lots of printed parts you mentioned earlier. That you got the printed screen here, you got the printed slopes, and then you got the printed. Oh, what do you call this piece? It's on the jet skis in the Arctic. It's on the Aqua Sharks.
Cockpit,
fuselage.
That's it. And it's nice because, of course, at the time, the classic space fans of the classic 80s era will have sort of loved that because of the two that came before, the sort of white Futuron and the blue one with the stripes, etc. So they will be like, oh, we've got this piece back from the classic palette. And because they're in the same way that some people who came in the mid-90s saw another change, the people who were loving classic space in the 80s, this was a change for them. This was like, and some of them loved it and some of them not so much. But when I listen to a lot of old, like, fans of the older space stuff regularly, and they always have a soft spot for M-Tron. I think it utilizes the classic pieces, and what it introduces is top notch as well. So it's the best of both. Just a historical context online.
Totally.
What came before it and why it was such a nice leap developmentally for Lego, I think.
Yeah. M-Tron has a lot of that. Again, like the tech, the magnet tech being added and stuff like that. It definitely takes space to the next logical step in the.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, till kids started swallowing magnets anyway.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to be consumed here in M-Tron. You got the licorice tires you want to chew on. You got the magnets you want to eat. So it's a real problem.
And the magnets are something that, unfortunately, if you want to collect and make some space stuff and you want to get into making prototype stuff or Ice Planet or M-Tron and you want to start making stuff with a decent amount of magnets, bear in mind the Mega Core has like 9 on or something. We'll talk about it later. You're going to have to, and they're not cheap anymore. And this is one of them things. I know some weeks I'll talk about, I don't mind buying 200 of this slope and this weird color from, Wan's Bricks or We Brick or something. But in this case, you need to go and get a Lego magnet, and it's its proportions. Its clipping system is so small where it clips in the housing. Many people on this show will know this, by the way. This is for anyone watching who's like into newer Lego and Props wasn't around at this point, doesn't have them magnets. They can be quite expensive per magnet. And then you've got to buy the brackets and housings depending on what you're doing. So this, I've spent at least like £100 on magnets over the time just collecting, so I can have like 50 or whatever to do a decent amount of stuff with. But you should be surprised how quickly you burn them up when you're mocking. Especially if you start doing what UFO did later and using the magnets for the modular aspect.
Totally. Yeah, and then you want the reverse housings that stick on the anti-studs or whatever, so that you can have them sticking on the bottom of plates. Those are
those ones are the most expensive ones. Just a grey one of those, like £5 a year at least.
They only come in 3 colors. I just looked this up because I found one in a bulk at a bulk Lego shop. I found a dark grey one with the magnet in it. And I
interesting.
I threw it in the $15 bag because I was just putting it on.
This one that you just put up just now.
Yeah, there was one in it, a reverse magnet. Yeah.
Well, that makes that totally worth it because you got the red arch.
It's like a $5 piece right there.
Yeah, well done. That's a good lot, and I like it when them come up. I've had something similar. It's nice. You got to take the rough with the smooth sometimes as a long-term collector, haven't you?
So that piece, that in particular, that magnet piece, and I don't think what's funny is I don't think M-Tron came with any of the reverse ones, did they? I don't know.
No. That was more. I don't know if that was a town thing or whatever. I'm not sure where that. Or was in some space before.
So it was. It's insectoids. All the dark gray are insectoids. Johnny Thunder.
Yes, the arachnid.
Mummy. The big mummy one. What's the big one in the desert? I can't even remember the name of it. Pharaoh's Ruins or something. Pharaoh's Forbidden Ruins. I can't remember. I think that's it.
I know the one.
That one came with like a white one, and then the only other set that has them is a Superstar Destroyer. The first one, the UCS Superstar Destroyer. It comes with like 10 in tan.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what role do they play in that set? Do they just hold?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they take the. I don't know because I don't know how much it opens up. So maybe someone in the chat knows how the Superstar Destroyer uses these reverse magnet clips because they're like. There's like 10 tan ones in it. And I don't know if it takes the panels off and on with them.
Interesting. Yeah. And more importantly, how did the Imperials get M-Tron tech?
Yeah, well, they're stealing everything. They got all the tech. That is a good point. Luckily, I had Luckily, I had a lot of Aquazone, Aquanauts, and a decent amount of some of actually, I don't have a lot of the M-Tron stuff, but I do have the magnetizer and a couple of small ones. But so as far as magnets go, I kind of was stacked up a little bit. Before they became super hard to get.
You've got the magnetizer though, haven't you, dude? So that's like a good, like nearly got 10 there straight away.
Yeah.
I must not to flex or anything, but because I can't say this about a lot of stuff, and Jason can say this about probably about 70 different waves. But for me, this I've got every M-Tron set. They're not boxed, or I haven't got boxes from one, but they've all got instructions, and they're all complete in good condition. And then on top of that, I've got a decent amount of magnets as well. But I did collect M-Tron. I won't make any bones about it. This is by far my favorite space faction. I love Ice Planet, but the reason I love Ice Planet so much, on top of its amazing color scheme and great parts, is the fact that I do see it as like an alternate sort of M-Tron type space faction. They're very utilitarian in that way. I love this faction, man, and this, I'm going to let you talk about it, but this ship I'm obsessed with, and anyone who knows me and knows my page will know actually borderline unhealthy relationship with my obsession for this ship. I love this so much. I built it 20 times.
I'm going to let you go off on that in just a second, because
no problem,
it's like one of your favorite ships of all time. I did want to pull up real quick a couple of things in the chat. We kind of left them alone for a second.
For sure. We've left
but that's okay.
Getting into it. Sorry, dudes.
Lorem Systems talking about Wolftron coming up, though. So I think that's something, I think he just posted something on Instagram.
It was great. Great little red lens ship with the brown incorporated. I really like it.
So follow Lorem Systems for more cool classic concepts like that. We got, it is 6 now, so the changes happened.
We changed yesterday. We figured it out, Chris. We were like, what's going on? And then I realized, and also Octave, I'm presuming it's Octavian. It says Octave 1600. That might be Octavian from long time listener, and I think he's saying he's finally got to reach us live, and he's not seen us live yet, so that's ace.
Finally got to catch it. Good. Glad to have you here, man. Thank you so much for jumping in.
And he says he's quite a big fan of the magnets. He really wishes Lego would bring them back. Dude, I'm so there with you, but I can't see it happening. But it would be amazing.
And he says we haven't even reached the good ones yet, which is true. Well, now we're getting on to the ones.
And it is Octavian, he's confirmed. So Ace, great to have you, dude.
Man. Yeah, sorry about the sound of my voice for people just joining on. I have a bit of a frog in my throat from just being sick last week. So I'll sound like Emperor Palpatine a little bit over here.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Oh, no, not again. We need 3 more movies. All right. So here we have the, what is this thing? Vector detector again.
Sick. It's worth putting this picture on, though, because look at that. For a sleek view, you get to see like the other slope behind him, which is nice. It keeps that sleek.
Well, that's why, look, I mean, I guess I'm just kind of dumb, but like that.
It's no, you're right. You don't quite. It's different. Nice. It's a different perspective. You are right, and you get to see that magnet hanging there, bro.
All right, so Vector Detector's kind of a little MVP right now because he actually shows up in one more slide because of something that comes up later in the theme. But I want to say Celestial Forager is on that one, the platform there, and the Particle Ionizer. Dude, I love this mobile platform. It's like it's the medium version of this little guy here, 1478. It's like it got upgraded to this, and then you go a step further, and then you get
what we'll see in a minute.
Magnetizer. And it's the similar jointed platform kind of workstation thing. I don't know what it is.
It's like the medium base, but like it's on wheels with M-Tron. This is like your Lagoon lockup, but in M-Tron you get it a base on wheels sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's a decent amount of work platform, and it could be offensive or utilitarian. You could get some troops up on each side behind those bars. That'd look cool, and you could have a drop team, or you could just stack it up with the containers and stuff. You're totally right, man. It's like a mini mobile base, and you get those 3 increments of that throughout. So that's a good observation, man.
Particle Ionizer is one of the best sets ever. I know most love the huge Magacore magnetizer, but the Ionizer was something you could make out of random space sets.
Yeah.
Well, we know Jim has made one for almost every space faction now. Do you have a Rock Raiders?
I don't have Rock Raiders one yet. I'll admit that. I haven't made a Lavatron one yet in orange either for them. But pretty much everyone, including the Aquanauts and the Aquasharks,
Nice.
So I mean, it's never going to be everyone if we're going there, but like I've made like 20.
I love it. I've seen several. I know you've been shooting some photos, and you have them up on Instagram. So Ionizer's fun. I get that. I think the helicopter thing at the top is not a spinning necessarily a spinning thing. I think Andrew, when I had a show with Brick Monarch, Andrew and I talked kind of extensively.
I remember. It's not a helicopter. It's an ionizer. It's
right.
Pushing to generate particles.
We talk about it even being a shield, like to like.
It's like think about like the Hadron Collider, but a little Hadron Collider attached to a flying machine. That's how advanced Mtron are.
Fair enough. So, this is your favorite set?
But to be fair to you, actually, to give the devil his due, I just want to add this. In the extended videos of like behind the scenes, there's like a video sequence that Lego released where Mtron land and help to repair Futuron. And in that, it does have a helicopter sound effect kind of put over the top, and it lands in a very helicopter way. So maybe it is just stupid, like I'm willing to accept. But as far as I'm concerned, it generates portals or something.
Yeah. No, I mean, Lego back then, I mean, they would kind of goof around a little bit. I mean, you also have the concept, and we'll talk about some prototypes and the concept of Mtron as a whole. But I think there was a big push for it to be like a civilian, not a civilian, but like a rescue, like
fire engines
of space. Yeah, exactly. Like ambulances and things like that. So having a helicopter style build in that makes some sense.
Yeah, it's cool. That's very true, and it does make sense as well in the fact that we had space police, civilians. Bad antagonist, Black Tron, so we'd need some medical or fire engine type thing. So that does make perfect sense. And they've kind of got the red and white thing going on in their minifig.
Exactly,
It's very medical. So I totally, that's the way I've always seen them. But there is, of course, the mining something as well. There's another side to them. We've seen them stacking up the containers they're collecting. This is called a forager. They're doing stuff, but they also seem to simultaneously fulfill the role of being the fire out service and the ambulance as well. Very cool. It's very cool. Like, what's not to like? And red, I think, is kind of hard to bring from town into space if it's not done right. I think, like standard red is kind of. I've seen it done amazingly outside of Mtron. I'm not saying it isn't, but we've just come from the land of dark grey, blue, white, and then we're fire engine red in space. And then we're going to juxtapose it with this crazy trans neon green, and it's just the contrast is this worthy of the same recognition of Ice Planet. I feel like Ice Planet gets a bit more love, but but I think like
that's a fair point.
When Mtron is like it's the originator, it's kind of
I think we got Spirius later, so with a bunch of red in it, but I think you're right as. The first kind of
that suffered a bit. That didn't look as good. It's not bad. I don't hate it as much as I did at the time. At the time, I looked at the Spirius color scheme when I was like 8. And went, I didn't like it. Blue and red and black. I'll have something else. But in retrospect, I've come to really, really like it.
Right. But like you said, I guess is what you were kind of indicating also is that it's the first time we really see this as a primary faction color in space. Whereas before it was kind of, more.
And I know that's a really obvious observation. I'm not trying to extract colors from nothing, but it's important, isn't it?
Yeah. So blue was a primary space color before this, right? Blue, I mean, you're looking at blue, gray, black, and kind of I always say Unitron, Futron, all the Futron colors and classic space colors, right? So. Spacer Nate had a question for you. You want to read that one off?
Okay. Did each of those ionizer builds have a recolored robot to go with it? I love that robot, maybe more than the ship. Yes, they did, but they didn't all follow exactly the same design. Where possible, they followed exactly the same build design, but sometimes I made the robots a little bit with even more joints and stuff, using a few newer clips, and sometimes they were even more rudimentary and just a bit simpler. Or I think in one or two of them, it might have been something other than a robot, because it depends what the faction was. When it got to Aqua Sharks and stuff, it was like it was somewhere to store crystals and stuff. So, the space ones they all did. Yeah, they all had the little robot for sure. The Blacktron one's got it's the same build as this, but the housing for the hinge is yellow, and it's got those black with yellow antennas for those two antennas.
Awesome.
And I'm not the only one. Octavian's done it for Aquazone and Iris Planet, and I'm sure he'll agree. Like he's just said, you can do it out of random pieces, and I'm sure Octavian will be the first to agree with me. It's really fun making them. That's why it's had such staying power for me to do so many. Sort of, if it was boring or fatiguing, I probably would have stopped. I normally don't like doing something I don't enjoy, but I just love that ship. Maybe it's just that, I don't know. But great parts, and even if you don't like its composition, it's a wonderful parts pack for Mtron. It's worth its weight in gold for a parts pack. So yeah, look out for any of these. These are all super worth having, and you wouldn't be disappointed with one of these. But if you can get that that ionizer, and especially if you can't get the magnetizer and you're bummed out about that, then come to love the ionizer, because it's got a lot for a quarter.
Octava says the rotor is clearly something like a shield generator or a sensor array. It's inclined and it's too small to build lift or something so big, presumably so heavy. Yeah, I mean, and then Lorb System follows up with Mtron has technology we cannot fathom or could not fathom. Yeah, I mean, most of the helicopters in Lego, the rotors are too small to create any lift for the amount of bulk the body of the helicopters are. That's just kind of a classic Lego trope, I think, is the little funky blades trying to pretend like they're going to do something. I did want to point out the robot. I mean, we already talked about it. We'll get another slide up here in a second, but isn't this the only Mtron set to come with a robot?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think.
Yes. The other ship doesn't.
We can check, actually. There's a couple more ships. We'll check them out. We're going to bring them up here, but I feel like this might be. It is,
because the magnetizer hasn't. It's got 3 peripheral vehicles, but no robot.
Yeah, but there's a couple of weird mid-scale ships that might come with something. I can't remember.
It has this one, and it hasn't.
Let's check this one. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's just the one more, right? It's this guy right here coming up here.
And this is the wonky one, or the one that people think. I love it, but it is.
Well, I like this one.
It's bonkers.
It is a little crazy. It's got a lot going on.
It's got your favorite fence panels on.
Yeah, I like those. I like the reverse window, sloped windows, the window frames that go both directions.
Yeah,
mirroring that corner panel. Yeah. The ribbed corner panel. I don't know what you'd call that, but
when you take bits off this, it's all good. There's loads of great stuff going on. It's just when you look at it as a whole, it's just something off. I don't know, it might be the way that I mean, this houses its little cart at the front. So that magnet at the front of the ship is what picks up that little car, and it sits at the front, which is kind of weird when you think about but it doesn't have to be aerodynamic because it's not going through air, is it? So it all makes sense, but it's weird.
Yeah, I like
but again,
fence pieces on there, like you said.
Yeah,
more printed parts. I like that they're using this box, the big box, not the smaller one, the big one.
And it fits nice with the shape of the back. So those fence panels that come out, this again fits in that really nice. When you see the action of it being lifted back in, it's a very satisfying. All of the connection points and crane arms and magnet points are very satisfying in Mtron. They're all designed quite well. But yeah, it is nice that they use that. The only thing is, you lift up the panel and there's another fence panel, but the larger fence panel underneath that. And when you lift it up, you have to kind of take that off and then put your stuff in and then put that back on again. That's just there to really fill the void that
I see.
The printed panel leaves, so that your stuff doesn't fall back out again. And even then, it can kind of get out the top.
Going off of that, I mean, I love the consistency because these are, I think, almost the exact build of the ones that come on the magnetizer.
Yeah.
But then, also, let's go look at the ionizer real quick again, because they have this mid-scale one they built with the box built into the center of it. Yeah. So again, we got these cool different scales. Right?
Yeah. You get the box, then the box and a bit more, then the box and a bit more, and
then all of those things you can replicate by parts you already have, right? So you can make more and fill out your space scene with that. So I like just giving you those little samples of different things you can then build multiples of. And
if you were building a base, you could have 8 of them. You could even have one with panels from a different faction, as if they've sent a crate to Mtron for some studies or something. So much possibility with it. And like going off what Octavian said before, it's very cross compatible with a lot of spaces like this, let's face it. But this one especially, because it goes a bit more out of the palette and starts using town window pieces and fences.
Right.
And I'll let you talk on this because this is a bit wild.
Well, I mean, this is the supermodel building instructions.
This is on my Ice Planet recolor list. This is.
Yeah. So this is it's a combo model. I just wanted to throw that in there because really, I mean, if you bought multiples of these 3 down below, you could build this, and it's unique enough that it can stand on its own as its own set. It does have a similar set design to the ones we were just looking at. It's weird because it combines the wheels, but I think it's a drop ship, right?
Yeah, it drops. It's like a scorpion tail almost. It comes down, and this is another really nice deployment because it uses multiple magnets at the front and back. So as you pull the tail back, the wheeled cart kind of rolls out and comes off its magnets, and then it can take off without that or drop them off. So it's not. It's a drop ship.
So it looks like
the buggy's amazing when it's out as well.
Okay. Yeah. So what it looks like from the picture is a flying car. But if you didn't realize that the whole back of that is set up to drop that rover. So actually it's quite a cool set. Now, of course, it's gonna up the price of your, collection if you try to add this one to the whole wave. But
yeah, you got to buy those 3 again.
Mm-hmm. But I did want to, show that because it's
yeah, man. You can part out like certain things from Tron are easier to come by than others. Like the fuselage bit that came from Classic Space is 10 a penny on the aftermarket for Tron.
Right.
You can get those easy. The 2x2 tile, not so much. It's available, but it's more expensive. The 33-degree tile's not too bad either. Those are about. But the 45-degree, sorry, not tile, slope. The 45-degree sloped printed Tron brick that's above that container there, that one's expensive and harder to come by. So it's weird. You can get enough stuff with an M on to start mocking, but when you really get into it and you really start craving those extra ones, some of them can be quite hard to come by. Just want to drop that in there if anyone's really interested, because it's very inspiring as a faction, and I'm aware of it. People see this who like space and go, man, I want a bit of this. I want to do a bit of this.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look at the alt builds actually for the 2 larger ships before we hit the mega core. Honestly, pretty good. I like them. If I'm gonna be honest about this, I would almost say aesthetically that these 2 ships, these alternate builds for the ionizer,
Don't you dare.
I kind of like them better than the original.
Wrong with you.
Look at this, dude. One of these looks like that. What is that thing from Star Trek?
Oh, the Warbird, the Klingon Warbird. The Romulan Warbird. Sorry, anyway, Klingon fans, Star Trek fans are going to kill me for that. I think it was a Romulan Warbird. Yeah. I like the little like elephant trunk thing. I do. I think it's cool.
I like that too. The little built like platform thingy.
I'd put a couple of those like in a base if I was making like a couple of 32 base plate.
Hang on one second. Can you?
No problem, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Open the door for the cat.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Freaking out.
Do it, dude. So yeah, I mean, it's really interesting what different parts they started using here in Classic Space, and how the sort of reinterpreted it's at their own creation, and then sort of went down the space fire engine route. I just think it's really interesting. Let's have a look, see what's going on in the chat. 2 different sets of instructions, Lawrence System says. 2 different versions of the ionizer. So I didn't even know this. I call myself a mega fan of the ionizer. And Lauren's dropping fresh knowledge. He says there's 2 versions, 2 different sets. You'll have to drop me the details behind that, brother. I'd like to see if you know some differences. If you want to sum up the differences, that would be cool to just see. Space and Aid saying he built the supermodels for a few space factions, because there's also one for Black Tron, etc. And didn't get one. And he didn't bother posting them. Quite a challenge. I've had that as well, Space and It, where you build something, you sits on your shelf, and then the day comes around to put it back into the collection, and you haven't done a post yet. So it just happens. It's totally one of them.
Fair enough.
And Octavian says the one at the bottom looks great as well, so he agrees.
Yeah, these ones, dude. Check these out. Holy moly, the one at the bottom looks bottom image. That looks awesome. Yeah, I think both of them. The little claw one is funky, but it's more like a little thing you can move the boxes around with. But dude, I mean, I think both of these look really good, really nice. They both are clean enough to be sets in themselves.
Yeah, they look great. They it's they're just ionizer fanboys, just trying to compete with the best, but it's futile. No, I'm only kidding. They are really nice. I want all of them. I've not made them. I'm gonna have to get onto back of the box builds and make them. They are very nice, and I do like. You are right. They're very streamlined. I'm just kind of playing. Although I do actually prefer the ionizer. I understand that these are close, and these are some of the best ult builds that I've seen in space around the time, because they can get very funky, like this big walking thing at the top here.
Yeah,
you can get a bit like that vertical build, but with big parts and a bit kind of chintzy. But these are focused alt builds, and I give you that. I definitely have them in my fleet.
Yeah, I would say this one that's built up on the like structure here, up in the upper left corner.
Yes.
I feel like the parts included in that set. What was that set called again? What is that
Voyager,
thing? Stellar Recon Voyager. Yeah.
Stellar Recon Voyager.
I feel like the parts included there could have made like a nice stationary base. And they kind of have one up there in the corner, sort of.
Well, you could get that. Grab a base plate with one of them landing pads on, or even better, a raised one or black one. Get some burps, and you'd be away, wouldn't you? In fact, I do. The ult build at the top is really nice. It's kind of an unsung hero because there's all these mad ships going. But if you look at the very top left corner, there's like a box with a cart on a magnet that's been built around those pieces. That's a nice little unit and would look nice as part of a base. There's bits to take here for. In fact, I haven't made my Tron base in real life yet. I might use a bit of this. This is giving me inspiration. Couple of these ult ships you like on my landing platforms. I think that might look quite cool. Yeah, so loads of ult build potential, dude.
Again, I think the ionizer has the best by far, and some might even say better than the original set. I don't know who would say that, but some might say that.
Well, it would be blasphemy.
I know. And then we have the King, the flagship set, the Magna. Yeah, just huge, just ginormous. The fact they use a giant, what is that, octagonal base window panel for the cockpit is just insane.
And the thing is, it's not just the panel either. It's the way it's kind of the mechanism around the panel to get it that direction over the wheel, and then second, the way that the wheel fits so snugly in but still has rotation space, so you don't feel like you've got like one of these cockpit and then a void and then the cockpit again, you know what I mean? Lens void cockpit thing like you get in like the supernova in the little ships. Now there is obviously gaps, but it looks very flush. I mean, look at that there. I've got one up there, but it's the orange one, the Tron one. This one's in storage, but when you hold it, it's like, it's pretty big, pretty chunk.
It's a big boy. The row of 3 wheels, these giant black balloon wheels, the big platforms for the boxes that can be used as workstations or even battle stations. I know these are more civilian miners, so probably not battle stations. They don't come with too much tech.
Whack a guy up there with an assault rifle when times get hard, and he's got something to work with, hasn't he?
I feel like these guys would have like plasma like cutters that they would use as like weapons, because they like in those sci-fi movies, like the 80s sci-fi movies or whatever, you get these. They don't really have like too many weapons on some of these ships, but they have like tools that use flamethrowers that they use to melt ice, but now they're fighting aliens with or whatever, right? Like,
I know for sure. Yeah, definitely.
So General Tron in the house.
How's it going, General Tron? Good to see you, dude.
But yeah, so this is a perfect Lego set. It might be one of the most famous Lego sets ever.
It's goated. It's absolutely goated. It's it
was on my white whale list for years till my wife bought it for me. She may have. I'm trying to remember. I think she bought it sealed, and I opened it and built it.
Well, you're not going to sell that when you've got it, are you? So you can. That's your Lego set. I know about the whole keep it in the box and just stare at the box for years. But then one day you might die having never built the Mega Core magnetizer. And that's not a fate I'd wish on anyone. So build it. It's a great build. It's a technical build, but it's really it's a really enjoyable build. And again, it pushes part use. I know that space always does by its nature. But this one, it's all these things coming together, the magnets, this first approach to a really big cockpit lens we've not had yet, bigger wheels than we've ever had before, the hard plastic, which, by the way, are a nightmare to get hold of in any quantity in black.
Yeah.
I hope they reprint them in some silly city space set soon, just so I can get a bunch. But yeah, it's fantastic. I've not got enough nice things to say. The way it works is beautiful.
Yeah. So General Tron, I mean, this is on a lot of people's white whale. It's now going rate is 300 used, not even sealed.
Man, I got it for 89 quid.
Yeah, I know. I mean, she picked it up in 2017 or 18. But no, it would have been probably around 2018. So right before COVID and all of the spike in like the popularity and all the prices literally doubling. So
I got it in COVID, about halfway through. And it said missing red panel. And I just bought it because if that's all it was missing, I would part it out. And totally it wasn't, and I immediately thought it was going to be one of them hard to get the big panel where the cards sit. And it wasn't. It was like just a dead 10 a penny little 4x4 panel from the crates or from the back of the guy's little ship. I was like, what? So I just bought that for like 2 pence. And then I had the set. But yeah, I remember thinking, this I did do a recolor of this for Lavatron.
I've seen that. Yeah,
in fact, we've showed it on this show before.
Yeah.
So I won't bother again. But you get the idea. That's one you can do it for because these wheels are available plentifully and cheaply in orange from Life on Mars or something. Not Life on Mars.
It was
Mission to Mars. That's it.
Mars Mission or something like that.
Mars Mission, yeah. So and it's hard to do it with a coloured wheel properly and not look kind of goofy. I've seen people use those for Ice Planet because they're orange and it just doesn't work out, in my opinion. But yeah, the point I'm making is they're hard to come by. I think there is a grey one as well. Mars Mission, Brad says. Thank you for the clarification, Brad. Nice to see you, dude.
Yeah, good to have you.
Difficult to come by these wheels in a quantity. You might get a couple if you're lucky. So again, and I'm only just saying this again just in case people are interested because
they didn't. It's amazing. Are they only in black and orange, or did they come in white and blue at all?
I feel that there's a grey. Not blue. I feel like there might be a grey. There's a light grey or something. There's not a dark grey or not a pearl grey or anything in this size. The one below this that the Spy Track has, that you see in a lot of my redos of the Spy Track, those are available in quite a few different colours, including white. Very rare and hard to get in white. I had to send for them from Europe. But because obviously the dream is to do an Ice Planet version of this with the full trans neon orange lens, but you can't get white wheels this big. Or dodgy black.
Yeah, I guess you could do black ones. It'd be okay.
You could do black and it wouldn't be too bad, but
yes.
you missed the white. Anyway, back to M-Tron. You can see why this is people's white whale. Look at it. The picture doesn't do it justice, and the picture's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we'll look at the alt builds too, but yeah, I should have included the other panel on the box. But
sweet man.
Octava says, they are the same size. The wheels from Mars Mission are the same size. Yeah. Right. Yes, they are. And then we have. Where did it go? Oh, I guess. Just taking a look. The wheels are great at this. That canopy, love that. If I ever win the lottery, I'll buy 100 of those and make a super awesome field space domes with it. Yeah.
There's a guy on, I think it's Neon. I can't remember what his handle is, and I apologize to him if he watches, but it's Neon something. And he's got like loads of them, and he's built huge rovers with multiple layers of wheels and stuff. He's almost like used them for huge Caterpillar tracks or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And he's got, like 20 of these per rover. It's insane.
General Tron comes in with black, orange, light gray, and bluish light gray. I have to look and find out. Is it like the turbo tanks or something? What kind? Curious.
It might be a Star Wars set.
Yeah.
But try and get some. It's impossible.
Right. Yeah. I mean.
And when you do on Vic Owl in the UK, they're like £20 each. It's like I could get loads.
Yeah. These big wheels are insane. I mean, just the wheels alone are going to be what I probably paid for the whole set back in 2018.
Yeah. It is. If you part this out, it's about 20 quid a wheel in the UK at least. If you can get 6 together, which is hard. So yeah, I think the great alt builds, and I don't know if you've noticed this, Jason, but just to kick us off, the top left one, the one that's a bit like kind of got crab claw, but like just the bottom, it reminds me of not the Aqua Sharks, one of the Stingrays. It's got a little bit of a Stingray vibe, hasn't it? That one.
Oh, 100%.
Which also comes from prototype stuff of a similar time to this. So there's some interesting stuff going on, and you see it again there, the top-down view.
Yeah. I love that one you're talking about, the crab one. This one with the double wheel in the front.
This is cool, but you don't get a good
look at the steamroller kind of look. And then this little like quad jumper looking ship over here.
Very inventive.
Other than that, I whatever this thing is with the double wheels, not so much maybe.
There's your mobile base, mate. What's weird about that is that the back wheels are at an angle, so it's just gonna like, if you move forward with that configuration, it's gonna buckle and break.
I guess they're probably like a steering. They're on the hinges for steering mechanism, but
I would hope so.
It's kind of
cool. Like,
I would assume those turn.
That's one of those things with loads of good ideas, like work platform above the wheel, extra long length, double wheels, 2 attached cars, and then in execution, it literally is those things in a list rather than tied together.
I wish we had a better picture of this one with the double wheels in front, though.
Yeah, the steamroller one. I really want to see what that's about. It looks
because I feel like it's really long.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't know about really long. I don't know.
Well, like longer,
pretty long. It's not a short.
You can see it back there. You can kind of goes behind the hill. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So Octava and General Tron. Sorry. Top left seems like the only good one. The rest a bit. Yeah, open. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. Top left, I really do like. I also like the top right. I mean, I call it the quad jumper because it looks like that big engine ship.
Yeah, it looked great. So if you had 4 of those landing plates from Tron, but you were using it for your Edtron base because they're kind of compatible, and you had your base in the middle on a couple of raised plates, and then you could have like one of these ships landed on, so you have the quad jumper on one, the ionizer, one of the alternative ionizers. It'd look really sick if you sew them all together. And I agree. I like the quad jumper. I remember first seeing it and being like, it's a really good idea to have a square-shaped, smaller vehicle with that dome that flies. But I don't know if that's the right execution. But looking at that, looking at that, to be fair, in hindsight, because there's some like vertical plates in the back. If you look through the lens, it looks a bit wonky, like maybe flimsy. I mean, it might not be too strong, but with a bit of workaround and a few 50 red 45-degree slopes or something thrown at it, you can make something pretty cool, I reckon, around that concept. So, and that's what this is for, isn't it? It's to give you ideas.
Totally. Well, and I like them using this windshield as a windshield in all of these. I mean, the temptation for me would be to build a base with the mega core and maybe make a big rolling thing next to it or something. But with the wheels, but like use the big panel as part of the base and build out
for sure
a base. But they kept it as a windscreen on all these alt builds, which is kind of cool. So here we got some interesting kind of stuff here. In the comments, we got I think Lorem System General General Tron says they're both saying that the gray ones are from Star Wars, both on Star Destroyers, UCS Imperial Star Destroyers. That's why they're so expensive in gray and light gray, and then it says let's see. Hang on, not that one. 2002 was the transition year from light gray to light bluish gray, and that's why the set has some versions with light bluish gray and some versions with the light gray. So that's why they come in those 2 different colors at all. It's because it hit right on that transition year, which is interesting from that. And then what did you say? Yes, this is similar to what I was saying. I would have made a base out of this one. I mean, if you put that dome on a plate, it's already a base pretty much. Space base. So lower
Black Falcon says it looks like the tumbler from Nolan Batman.
Kind of, I like it.
Also, Lawrence Systems just mentioning there about the red grates. The 8x8 red grates are unique to the Megacore Magnetizer. So if you didn't know that, they could be a little bit harder to get, especially in good condition, unless you're willing to go to the dark side and use the ways of the Sith like me and AliExpress it. But yeah, there's not many of them in red.
Good to know, because it's a common piece in the sense that the actual piece itself, you get white. I think you get a lot in white and black. So it's not something in the back of your head thinking, oh, this is a rare part. But when it starts to come into colors of different, that's when things get a little sketchy. So red, exclusive 2 on this in red. Okay. Kind of like that. Kind of like the trapdoor kind of situation.
Yeah, on the
not a rare piece, but it is if it's this set.
And it's red again, funnily enough.
It's red again. Well, a lot of the rare pieces from this time are red because isn't it the one on the pirate ship, the little circle bar piece at the top of the mast is red too?
I think that's right. Yeah,
I think it's red, right?
I thought that these the big slopes that are used as the scoops on that Stingray-esque set there, I thought they were unique to the Megacore in red, but maybe they come on a town thing or a fire engine.
They might be. I don't.
I can't remember seeing them on anything, but I could totally be wrong.
I'd have to look up real information.
Either way, it's they're all pretty rare.
So Octopus says, oh, really? Those red grates are actually something I'd like to include more if I ever made a mock for this series. And ain't no one getting multiple Megacore magnetizers.
No,
well,
so
you never know.
You might have to get some black or grey ones, then build red around the outside or something.
Yeah.
There's some cool, like, when you get in, this is the thing. If you want to make very true classic system style Tron mocks, there's a lot of pieces for you. If you want to make neo-classic Tron mocks, there's a lot of pieces for you. I avoid... Oh, broke the arm off my chair. I avoid putting the... I avoid putting the rounded slopes on things because I like to keep the angles nice and retro and 80s and 33 or 45 degree slopes. But I've seen people use curved slopes sometimes, and it can look pretty decent, depending on what sort of style of mock they're doing. It's one of them things, like, I know that you always say you appreciate consistency. If you stick to all slopes in an M-Tron build, like all curves, then it can look really cool. If you stick to all angular, then it looks really cool. When you start mixing between the two, and I know this because I did it at first, and it kind of can be a bit but then again, do what you want. But yeah, generally speaking.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think those scoops are also people in the comments are saying those 6x whatever scoop in red. These things. Oh, he said in black are hard to find as well. Okay. All right, so figured we'd take a real quick look before we get into a couple of mocks and kind of wrap it up at some of the prototype builds for M-Tron. Now, the green and white ones up here, they came up as prototypes for M-Tron, so I assume that's what they are. But they
are
a different logo, like R-Tron or something on them. I'm not sure, but these are some of the prototypes, some of the concepts before they actually went and made them. So you see the use of the big dome screen here, but it's kind of quite a bit different. I mean, look how far we came from this to the final. I mean, they almost combine elements of two of these models. That rover with the 6 wheels over there, right? So you see that, but then they completely change this up and bring in the big windscreen.
Yeah, I love the container that 6-wheeled thing is carrying. I've built a few of those where it used the slope in, slope out with the panel in the middle. And
is that the same as? Is that the same as the one right up in front here, or no? It's a little different.
No, it's a little different. But I used one of them on my Ice Planet Spy Track recolor. So yeah, the white stuff's really cool. Obviously, the quarter panel thing isn't executed quite as well here. It looks, the wheels are in the middle and the plates stretch out to the side. It kind of looks like it needs a fatter end. But I like the tall, the really mad one that expands like a crane with the string on, with the magnet on a string. I think like that's over the top, but also looks amazing. I'd love to build that at some point.
I think it's cool.
Really
I
nice.
like that.
So I'd rate the 2 ground vehicles again. But the dropship thing's pretty cool as well. That has another one of them pods. You can't tell exactly how. I think it just fits into a gap at the back, which is cool. So there's like your ionizer prototypes. There's another you could revert that back to standard Tron color scheme easily, or keep it as it is and start building up your prototype theme. It's dead cool. And again, if you look carefully at that one that's not so successful at the back, it's quite nicely done at the front, alluding to Space Police 2.
Yeah, I think we have a comment.
Dual cockpit
on that.
Has someone noticed that?
Where did it go? I just saw it.
I bet it's come. Orange jetpack alarm system saying, yeah. I see
yeah,
it.
that was. I see it.
You're all over that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Solar Snooper. Green one looks like the Solar Snooper, the small police, Space Police 2 ship. Yeah, it totally does. So, I mean, these are prototypes, so they'll pick and choose and kind of borrow from these concepts to build other things. I like the concept that they're like, well, this is a mobile base. And so they completely changed it into, like with the Megacore, they really made a big, it is a mobile base, but it's definitely more of a vehicle, it seems like, than this is. Whereas this is like legitimately like a base that just has wheels on it.
It's not streamlined. Yeah, I know what you mean. It could work that, couldn't it? Because it's not supposed to look like sporty. It's supposed to be industrial, but it's not quite as streamlined as the Megacore. I don't think.
One of my favorites. Very creative. One of my favorites out of these, because it looks like these might be like the Wave 2 M-Tron, the red and black ones down along the side I put here. Kind of interesting because they have the logo now and they're kind of more developed. Yes. But I love this little crane. This little cool crane with a little box he's picking up. Like, I don't know, something about this really like that.
It's ace, and he wouldn't be able to place in harbor.
No, you could probably because it's got the same box.
Same box as ours.
So I like it. And then you got maybe some echoes of RoboForce or even Spirius here with this tall robot looking thing.
Spirius for the tall one, RoboForce for the cool one. The tall one's just like suffers from. Although, if you look where the M-Tron guy is, it uses like a castle crenellation, like two facets on which it's like that's pretty cool.
The little fighting.
Because it uses the roofs for the shoulders from Castle as well. So it's like I don't know whether he's in the space universe or he's coming to battle your Knight's castle at the front door.
It's hard to say, man.
Very cool. The top right one, the little one that spreads out with the window.
Yeah,
I've actually got that pieced out in a bag in the box with the M-Tron collection because that'll go with that in the end. But I swapped the lens out for the trans neon green.
I was going to ask
instead of the blue. I know that some purists went, no, we stayed with the blue because it's true to but I immediately changed that so it'd fit in with the others. And I think the grabbers are black on mine as well. But yeah, I love that as a build. I think that's wonderful. I love how he sits in there all snug in that top thing, a bit like the Supernova again. But now I
like it. That's
great.
I like the angles they put into it with all the little hinge plates.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah.
I like the little arms that come off the front. I mean, you could replace maybe one of the claws with a magnet.
Yes,
I think they had the magnets developed yet for these.
No, they didn't.
Well, they did on the green here, but they don't
on the white and green ones to do because there's a magnet on a string. I like the idea of a magnet on a string going to pick something up.
So let's pull.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just going to pull in a few comments on these prototypes, and then we'll look at a mock.
Sure.
Let's see what we're doing here. Those prototypes would have been awesome too. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like now we look at all this stuff. Anything that Lego teased or built or didn't build, or like not built, but like built for prototypes or didn't build. Now it's like gold, right? Like we want all of it.
Yeah.
At the time, though, people didn't care as much, or they didn't actually have the access to these photos probably at the time. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because like I feel like anything they had could have released, even these funky looking ones, the white and black ones up here, could have been its own theme. But like,
for sure,
anything it could have released from all the prototypes, almost literally every single prototype that I've seen, at least for like developed themes, like Europa, the 2 or 3 castles that were like prototypes, the gold mine that was a prototype, C-Tron, all of these things. There's also like the Prohibition, like gangsters and harbor town, the banks and the hotels, and like all of it. I mean, people would have eaten that up even at the time. I think even at the time, the late 80s and early 90s, I think people still would have loved those things, and they would have been probably some of the most top classic themes now, or retro themes now for people to go for.
Yeah, it'd be the same. It's just an alternate timeline of the same effect, I would imagine.
Totally. Yeah. It's.
But
I guess what I'm saying. Sorry. Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, they're not. Yeah, I don't look at them as like canceled themes necessarily.
No,
they just add to what was already done. Like I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I get, like, you're not gonna produce every single build, but these were like they look like fully developed, like castles. Like, that big base plate, like the whole thing, it's like fully done. So
and there's the one cool base plate, isn't there, with the ramp that goes all the way
the big one. Yeah,
I love that one. I wish they'd have made that. That would have been. Because I remember doing a bit of vacuum form plastic in school when I was young. There was a vacuum forming machine in the design technology labs. So I remember seeing how it's done. So I've got, like, it's interesting. Yeah. So they do have maybe like a whatever block mold underneath, and then vacuum forms and sucks down on the top. So I don't know if that kind of thing's just not done at all anymore, or whether you just never bring it back because it's so brittle or so potentially damageable. Whether people aren't as gentle as they were, but there's a lot of them turned up broke, but for whatever reason is they don't bring them out. It'd be ace to see them again, because those alternate base plates were amazing. I'd love to see someone try and make some, actually, with some studied molds and do some.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what people could do.
Hard to do, but I'm surprised constantly by what people do on the aftermarket, and you know what I mean, K-Town bricks and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing some plastic injection stuff. So
So anyway, I don't want to digress too much, but.
No, you're good. You're good. It's all interesting stuff. Yeah, we kind of walked off onto the prototype rant, but there's a lot of fun stuff to look at. So let's see. Yeah, General Tron studied these pictures for years. Love that. I'm assuming he's talking about these ones. Made instructions for our Tron. Still don't have all the parts to build them all. Spacer Nate. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, some of these are very interesting. Someone asked about the tall angle thing. Octava, I think, says.
Are you selling those instructions? Let me know if you're selling those instructions, because I'd definitely pick one or two of those up. If not, though, it's cool. I will probably get around to trying to build these at some point, you see. The white ones.
Yeah, these ones, yeah. What does the angle thing, the back, do? What does it want to be? A mobile bridge? It does kind of have a feeling like that. Someone's responding.
It's to do with the crane.
The crane bridge tunnel enforcement. Who knows? Yeah, I think
it picks up and drops the crate, but it's quite a big crate, so it.
Okay, so so the crate goes in the middle there, and it can, like, raise and lower the crate.
Exactly.
It probably also, like, probably changes the shape of this. I wonder if that front vehicle is actually stuck to it. I guess it's not. I originally thought that it was stuck to it. I don't know that it is. I think it's backing up to it, maybe.
Right, yeah.
And then it'll open, the magnet will clip on, the vehicle maybe will leave or something, and it will bring it up for something else to move around.
Interesting.
So it's almost like another mobile structure, like a mobile crane.
Yes.
What that's for. So
I think so.
That's interesting.
Like a lab that you raise, so it's like raised up like a watchtower, like in the jungle in Jurassic Park, where the lookout tower gets raised high.
Okay, yeah. Here,
yeah, I don't know what it is.
He's the one that's done instructions for some of these things. It looks like it, so he knows what it's talking
about. He's saying it's on back of the box builds. The instructions, anyone can get them. They're on back of the box builds. Thanks for clearing that up, Spacer Nate.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, that'd be fun. That'd be a big project to tackle.
Yeah, man.
To build some of these alternative builds. I know that I can't remember who did it, but somebody.
It's Chris.
On Instagram.
Cosmic. I know the guy I speak to. He's nice, really nice chap. Cosmic Brick, I feel like, or something.
Did all of these prototypes, right? And did little animations and stuff for the red and black ones.
Didn't he do the pictures for you guys last time? I think it's Cosmic Brick. I'll just double check.
Might have been Cosmic Brick Studios or something.
Yeah, it's a nice chap.
I can't remember, but someone on Instagram actually has built a lot of these red and black ones physically and done, like, some little videos with them. So
I see.
Let me think. Yeah, and there's more of these too. I only pulled up the 3 that I really liked, 3 or 4 that I really liked. There's a bunch. There's like probably 2 or 3 more of these red and black ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So something to think about there.
For sure.
All right, so coming to the end of this thing here, I have one mock for Tron, and it kind of goes against the lore because it makes them mobile, because they're mobile, right? The bases move around and stuff. But I was like, well, what if they had a actual physical location that they kind of headquarter at instead? And then on top of that, what if we just like give them a train too, so they have a monorail that you can work into the monorail track system. So this is what I kind of came up for them.
Absolutely fantastic. Iconic. And I don't think there's anything wrong with them having a base. I think, of course, they're definitely going to have a base as well. It's just that, in the wave, Megacore, you never know. They might have had another wave in the back pocket and it didn't do as well as they wanted at the time, so they didn't do it. I don't think there's any argument against them having the base. I think the base has been done. The function of the base is appropriate. It's been done using all the right parts. It definitely looks like it could have come out at that time and been a Lego set.
I mean, it's a little maybe more parts heavy than what they would have done back then. But other than that, I tried to keep most of the parts similar.
No parts heavier than like some monorail sets I've seen. And maybe in that build up, because there's a lot of burps there. A few burps there anyway. Yeah, I know. I see what you mean. It's just very well done. I really love my favorite is the runner tracks with the individually manned cranes.
The little cranes,
which is like the ball joint socket and then the connector with the Entron tile to cover to the magnet bit. It's just all that sequence of connections is quite well done with the little branding show off as well there with the tile. So kudos for that. I noticed that your crates are the same from the Stellar Recon Voyager on this one.
Yeah,
with the fence.
Yeah, I used the little fence there. I'm not sure.
So it's compatible with the theme. Even your buggy is kind of like a slightly bigger mobile satellite uplink, that very small hinged cart. We've got like a double tier one here as well. Getting in with the double tier thing again. A lot of double tier 2 cockpit things, and then the most notable thing is, of course, the sideways mounting of the quarter panel, which is unique. I've not seen that done a lot, really. Not many people tend to do it that way.
It's a little trickier.
That's why you've gone for it. A bit tricky indeed, I think. Especially the way that you've managed to coordinate the 8x8 grid to rest just in that section that's horizontal. That's really nice.
Thanks.
Incident of timing. I appreciate the work that you must have done to figure that out.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a little tricky, but it was fun to build. This is fun because I did actually look at a lot of the Tron obviously sets and stuff, and tried to incorporate a lot of their gear and their tech. They got the magnet boxes, like you already pointed out, the crates from the Celestial.
The Stellar Recon Voyager.
The Stellar Recon Voyager. You even have some might say it's kind of a nod to life on Mars. These little dishes above. Yes. 2 of them on here. These little dishes above the little boxes. Yeah. But I felt like it was kind of a nod to the Megacore, where you have, or not the Megacore. There's another one. But yeah, kind of similar. Right? I guess those are solid dishes, but I used the.
It's cool though.
It fits. The grid dish, what do you call that? The radar dish.
Yeah, radar dish. It fits the use of the. I love the fences around the pit and the base plate. I tell you one thing that I like that's not dead obvious, but those bits that you were just talking about with the radar dishes attached to the containers, I really like the overhang with the very short ladder that pops off and the little energy packs in red, the red 1x1 cylinders underneath those aerials. Just something that embellishes that part and that function, rather than you could have just totally clipped the antennas on, but you got this little charge pack at the bottom, which is very consistent with Tron as well. So again, you've not used most parts in the world, but it's very detailed, and each bit is effective. Have you got any alternatively configured minifigs that are dressed a bit different than the normal?
Maybe.
Because you normally do that bit, don't you?
I think I added. I might have met. I think
backpack on the one guy is unique to you. I think your little charger pack design I can see on his back by the quarter dome, and you got some female heads and stuff going.
Yeah, I got some females in there. I think I might have added epaulets on some of the generals, perhaps.
Ah, yes, because sometimes you have a guy with a police hat, don't you?
Yeah, little captain. Yeah. So this is their main. This would be their not just their main operations base, but I guess also their mining facilities. And I'll pull up an image of the back. They have like some kind of the mine facilities and where they build the magnets and stuff like
You've
that.
got an image of the back of this?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up here.
I've never seen it, dude. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has. I think the only image that's floating is this one. I think the only person is Andrew Auburn. You know him on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've run into him. I think he has alternate images because he built it physically.
I'm about to screen print.
Yeah. You know what's funny and kind of wild about this also is I couldn't find this image on my computer. I don't know where it went, and it's got to be in a folder or emailed to me somewhere.
Lost in the.
I pulled this image off of Reddit.
Oh wow!
And I don't have a Reddit account, but it was credited to the Brickstop Instagram page.
Amazing. Well,
I could not find it on my computer. Had to go to Reddit to pull my own photo off of Reddit to show you guys this today. I thought that was kind of funny.
An A false pain.
Yeah. So yes, let's see, Chris. This is. I'm sure you've already got the answer. This is not a custom base plate. It is the Spyrius base plate. I think it also comes.
It's the Black Tron base plate. What are you on about?
And the Black Tron 2.
Black Tron 2.
Yeah, Black Tron 2 base plate. All right, Octopus says this is exactly what I was thinking. I like how you've used those graded pieces at the back and the canopy on the side. We already pointed that. I'm just pulling up comments. Happen to have those base, but yeah, I think I have one. I might have two of those.
I've got two. Would have had three if my wife hadn't have thrown it away, thinking the box was empty.
Yeeted it.
It was in a box. She thought it was empty because it's so light. Just threw it in the recycling somewhere. That just got crushed in a baler or something.
It's gone, dude. Piece of history.
Never mind. This history, but it's a great base plate. A nice option to extend it with a nice 16 by 32 in black there. Good job.
Yeah.
Black barrels as well, I think.
Yeah. So I pulled it in some parts that might not have been around. But yeah. Octava says, love those graded black angle wing pieces. Greatly used as well. Yeah, and then a great build. I love the cranes.
They're ace, aren't they, man? And the way that I just want to slide them along that thing.
Yeah, so one of them's stationary, but the little one that goes above the train can slide back and forth.
Yeah.
So let's pull in some of these images from the back here, and then we'll get your stuff in here in a second.
No worries, man. Just give me the nod when you want me to start pulling them in.
So here's a shot from it. You can kind of see more what's going on along the back here. So this is the...
Oh, awesome.
This is kind of the catwalk along the back here, and you can kind of see like this little ramp going down along the back with some of these little magnet like cores.
Yeah.
There's little magnet cores.
The stanchion setup. Whoa.
Yeah. I don't even know that. The more I'm looking at this, I'm not sure what I did. But
Magisto scroll and the pirate map.
Yeah, we got them. Some lore, some ancient. Like posters or
they dug out the wrong container there, didn't
they? They brought those from the old world.
Dude, that platform extension is wild.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy. I'm not. Do you see the railing fence pieces are built upside down?
Yeah. I knew that from the front. But what I didn't know is that sitting under that were going to be like stanchions mounted horizontally. The really nice profile, so you get the kind of almost like a castle crenellation that overhangs. But here we've got like a very industrial looking version of it. And I presume above those 75 inverted slopes that they're mounted on is like the studs on both sides, old space pieces or something, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Amazing, bro. That is. I've never seen this all the way around, and I've been looking at this picture for a few years. So I just need a minute. But it's
for sure. Well, and so I have the tracks here barred off, so the train just goes back and forth with the little bumpers that make it go back and forth. You can obviously, you pull it off and extend that if you want, but I just for the sake of
this build,
I just had them so that the train doesn't drive off the end. I also found out the little bars with the transparent cones on the front of the train that are sticking out to the sides. The way that the angle comes under the crane structure, those actually clip it. So you have to push those back further. And I think that because someone built, like I said, someone built this in real life and found out that they don't quite fit. See, this is the stuff like with studios, sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
So, but there's a little mod you can do to the train. I'm actually pretty proud of the train cockpit. It's all built up.
It's lovely.
Upside down and sideways with those off.
You would use the most expensive trans-neon panels ever for that, wouldn't you? Thanks, mate.
Yeah. I figured we'd use some RoboForce panels.
Totally impossible to get, but you could mod it out for an octagon or something. It's it is just on a whole, it's just really well done. I don't, I've got nothing but amazing. This is one of the best.
He's stealing the octopus, stealing the angled pylon support.
Dude, it's so amazing. That is not just from Jason either. I've seen a lot of Space Mock. That is ingenious. And what I like about this is, so you're obviously very aware of your palette, red, black, and grey. But which color you've chosen for which aspects, especially some of the structural stuff, is really nice. Like, you could have just put all of those inverted ones in black, but no, the ones to the side of the main structure are red, on the same level that all of the fences and stanchions are red. Underneath it's black and grey that matches the base plate, so it could be the stonework coming out, which is a castle way to do it as well. So you can see all those different sub-influences coming in, but also making it look like a very plausible interstellar industrial workstation, basically. Really, really good.
Thanks. Yeah,
really well played on all fronts, I think.
And I got one more image too. We'll look at it, and I don't think you can see what I'm going to point out here in the other image. So I'll just say, behind the big main windscreen that we're talking about, that's on its side there's more gear. There's helmets on stands and like a little like radar dish, or not radar, but like sonar, like
you can see it,
thing under the tile printed there. So like more like I guess a sensor array, you could call it.
Yes.
And then there's more of the little like proton packs or whatever you want to call those. But they were, but you can see, actually I did make custom, so you can kind of see it a little better. All of the exterior guys with little fire hoses and the packs on their backs. That is a thing. I think it's from maybe one of the maybe I did this for that. No, they are.
The thing with cones, it's definitely a thing.
It's in the Megacore magnetizer, those packs
with
little fire hoses.
They are.
So I just implemented it more, but I gave them.
It's Dr. Calvin as well, isn't it, over there?
Yeah, that's Dr. But I gave him the newer helmet. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Tron doesn't have these helmets with the hoses.
Yeah. With the exploding.
So like I kind of had them as like heavier units where they have the hoses and the packs on, and then you can see the commander with the coffee cup out there. She's got there's two of them.
She's got black arms as well, hasn't she? And white hands.
And then we got her counterpart here with the pirate patch guy. He's got a patch over his eye. Out here in front here with an epaulet. So there's two commanders there that have the because I loved that Space Police, the sergeant in Space Police had actual like epaulets from the Imperial Guard.
Magenta, Captain Magenta.
Yep, that guy. Yes, I love that he has that. So I always, like, several of my space builds incorporate those into the gear now. Kind of gives like a Starship Troopers or like even like Space Marines kind of vibe, right? So I don't know, there's something about that. I like the aesthetic of that for sure. All right, so let's see. I think this is the back of it. Here's the other flip side. So this thing is like multifaceted. So there's a lot of good stuff going on here. Because then you have like the back, right? So here's kind of where you're getting some of the actual mining facility, where you have like a cosmic drill. You see that with the antenna going through those holes and those red plates, and you can kind of, there's the levers at the top. You can control the pulse mining area where they're mining the ore out to make magnets. On the side, you have here's these magnet cores, right? So I used 4 of those little 1x1 circular, like the cannonball or the cannon shot. I've built these little packs, like these cores of like raw, like magnet ore, and they're all over the place, and you can slide them all over the place and move them around and stuff. Of course, it's expensive as hell to get a hold of enough of these pieces to do the little red magnet clips on top and stuff, right? But you know, I was getting crazy with it. So
it's deluxe, mate. We've said it from the beginning. It's a deluxe set. That's what it's going to cost you some money, but look at that.
So I feel like I put a lot of, you know, I mean,
it's so nice to see.
It's got a lot of nods to
the other angles.
To kind of get, and be even just building this light gray rock around the base plate to give it kind of a mine And I don't know, the final Easter egg is a classic blue helmet skeleton from Original Space, just like stuck in that burp. Like he would have been the guy to find the magnet tech if he hadn't got stuck.
I like that. People often put a Black Tron guy encased behind ice on an ice planet mock of this. And I like the way you've done that. It's a Benny sort of thing. It's fantastic, man. That again, it's that Western composition we've been talking about for like 12 weeks as well, technically speaking. Although it's very developed on top of that, but in its essence, it's got the L-shaped thing going on. Lovely base, light grey was the good choice for the burps.
It felt right, and then it removes itself a little more from Spireus, right, with the dark grey.
Exactly,
so something else going on. Says Octopus says the one thing I could have could have improved
is if you had the space to put in 2 canopies there to enclose it and have the space to open them up like an Explorian space. But that's expanded into big. I see what you mean, but
no, I like that. I think it's funny because one of the comments on Reddit was similar, where they're like, "Oh, I think it would be cool to have like a fully enclosed base and all that." And I do like that concept a lot. I wanted to design this like a classic style set, and they would have left areas open to kind of access things. And, it's one thing to build a mock. If I built a M-Tron mock, it would look very
if you do like mock a Falworth scale, like loads of pieces
totally.
Kind of
and that's how I mock.
Like him, by the way, he's great. That's how you mock when you do your Vikings thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'll do when I'm doing set design. I my brain is in a different mode, and so I think of other things that maybe a set would have looked like. Maybe
That's
it's a deluxe set, but
your ability to envision what Lego would have done at the time and stay within those parameters is what makes these builds so amazing. So then when you do a development on top of that concept, it just blows it out of the park. And this is an example of that. I mean, like, this is like the Iron Lockdown, but the space version for me. This is fantastic. You know what I mean? I want it on my shelf immediately.
I'd love to build this. I don't think I could even build this. I'd have to buy
I can, apart from the RoboForce. I've got everything apart from the RoboForce lens. So I'd have to swap the train out for an octagon.
Follow up. Oh, sure. Yeah. Follow up on that. Says you'd need a lot of space to arch them around when open. So that would have meant doubling the surface space. And it's already really, really big, because I don't think you can tell from this one. It's like, oh, that's kind of nice. There's some stuff going on in the back. But then when you switch it around, you're like, oh, it's like really long. There's extra base plates added all over the place. So it's already like a huge footprint. I do like the concept of maybe doing those 2 panels laid sideways like I have them here in a rock that opens. On a hinge, and you can then access the inside and then close it. I mean, that's a cool.
We might get a sequel, guys. Get on it, Jason. We'd love to see something like that, man.
Stuff you could definitely do. I'm making some room in the studio. You want to drop in your stuff?
I'll drop in stuff, dude. Yeah, that's amazing. No, it's a great mock, man. It's nice to see those other angles that I've never seen before. Like I say, really, really shows takes it to a different level, really.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad that people enjoyed it. It was fun to see it on Reddit, even though I didn't post it there. It had a lot of love on Reddit. People were asking for instructions and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. You're asking someone who posted something from someone else. I would never have seen that if I didn't even know. Like, I actually found it because I was Googling Lego M-Tron sets to get like my slides ready for today. And it popped up in the images, the search image, which was kind of funny. And then it's like Reddit. Right. It's not my Instagram that it popped up. It was popping up on Reddit. So
I see what you mean. No, it's a phenomenal, massive, and just ace.
Thank you. Yeah, no. Looking at these images, I want to build it now. I might make instructions for it actually, because I'd like to eventually. We got hundreds of designs now on the Brickstop account on Instagram. At some point, there may be, even maybe after I'm gone, there'll be a store somewhere online that you can buy 100, 200 PDFs of all my work.
It needs to be.
If I can get it to that point.
It needs to be.
We'll see. All right, so here we go. Dude, I love this so much.
So these are just some. So I've got no like original mocks for M-Tron at the moment because I've got the whole wave, but it's in storage. But what I have got is loads of recolors. This is something I love M-Tron so much. I just recolor it all the time. And I thought it's probably about time I do some recolors in M-Tron's favor of some other designs that I like. And of course, one of the best space designs has got to be the iSat-5. We talked about it a few weeks ago for Ice Planet. You know, you love it, we love it. Challenge here being the obvious. I've seen a few people do it with different lenses. The one that had the sideways profile to best fit the one in the Ice Planet was, of course, this one, but it's not quite as wide, so it's a little bit different. But it's got the nice branded M on there as well. So, yeah, other than that, it's pretty much identical to the, other than what I had to change for the front. It's very, very true to the iSat-5, and it does all the same function. It's got the satellite antenna bit there, the crane arm, and a magnet on that to hold the rocket to the arm. So you've got your magnet as well. And then I just embellished the photo with one of the CMFs there because we've not mentioned him. So there's of course the M-Tron CMF with his magnet, including
that was
the
a good move. That was a good move because
we rescued him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I didn't. Sometimes, my brain. I brought up the prototypes, but sometimes I forget there's these little CMFs that have reintroduced some of the old classic factions here and there. Luckily, there wasn't anything else except for there was an image in one of the ideas books that showed the M-Tron. It was it wasn't an alt build; it was an original build for M-Tron. That Lego had done, showing them rescuing people on stretchers, like an actual ambulance kind of space thing. So I forgot to pull that image in, but we are already kind of maxed out on images and things. So but yeah, I'm glad you brought in the CMF. I think as the CMF goes, this is a phenomenal representation of M-Tron, especially with the box and the tile that they printed here, and that cool arm with the flat.
It's great.
Like,
it's my favorite CMF ever.
This is what shows me what Lego actually could do if they cared about their old themes and their in-house concepts, because we could have currently, a whole theme of M-Tron with guys geared up with these cool hose clamp arms and all this stuff. They could absolutely, because they clearly cared enough to do it here.
Yeah, they can do it. Of course, they can do it, and I don't mind if they can't use magnets. Think of another cool connection point. It doesn't matter. It could still totally be done. It's fantastic.
Well, and they do use magnets. They've cased them in larger pieces, but I think designed well, they could still use magnets in their space stuff and do a total reboot of not just castles and pirates and all the stuff we want, Wild West, whatever it is, but like an adventurers, all these things we all want more of, but even things like M-Tron could totally be done. So
no, for sure. No, I really like it. I mean, obviously I dark aged through a lot of CMF, but I really feel like I came in at a cool time. When I sort of came in, people were just starting to weigh the boxes to get the right one. So I was able to get loads of the Vampire Knight, loads of the Goat Herder, loads of all these space ones, Blacktron, Ice Planet, M-Tron, and then of course the Wolfpack Beastmaster that's just come out. So I missed a lot of the CMF time, but I feel like I came in at a really nice time because I was able to get loads. And this was a good one. So yeah, this is fun little recolor. You'll notice it's not the M-Tron tile on the top. I do have them, but most of them are in my collection in the waves, and I don't like dipping into it. But I've got some stickers. I've got some good old Brick Sticker Shop stickers for that. So I'll, in fact, I'm going to get, while you go to the next photo, which will show you this in action, in pose, I'll just get the sticker sheet up for that because it's quite a good one for M-Tron. It's worth showing off.
Yeah. Crusader, welcome. I think this is the first time you dropped a comment this live. It's good to have you in here. Reddit is nice for sharing stuff because you can post on a subreddit where everyone else is also a classic Lego fan. Yeah, I mean, eBay, not eBay. Facebook has like groups like that too. It's kind of similar. I mean, I've toyed with the idea over the years of putting together my own Brickstop Reddit account.
Yeah.
And maybe even a Brickstop subreddit might be kind of fun. I don't know how any of that works, So I would have to have some help with that. But
I'm not amazing at that stuff anyway.
It was cool to see it on Reddit. I know Reddit is one of the oldest and like biggest platforms with some of that stuff. So let me pull that up full screen real quick here. That looks pretty cool. Is that from Brick Sticker Shop?
Yeah. So you get obviously the 2x2 ones here for that.
Yeah.
Then you get like a smaller one, which is cool. And then they give you loads of these Tron stickers. It's reversing it, but it's like the classic logo from the box art. For some reason, you get loads of them. So gonna get a couple of those stuck on bases and stuff. It'll look pretty cool. They do them for a lot. They do them for like Black Tron and stuff as well. But I just sort of stockpile them just in case. Because to get that, like if you need like 20 of those tiles for a mock for a big base, if you bought them all legit, it would be very expensive. And I totally respect the purists that do it, but I can just spend £5 on a sticker roll and get a bunch of 2x2 red plates and have it look the way I want it for a fraction of the price. So that's the way I've done it. So this is can you guess which one this is a play on, Jace? Where this came from?
Is it called the Batarax or something like that? What is that thing called?
Spy Track.
Oh, okay. What was I thinking?
Space Police one. You were thinking of the Tracks from
Black Tron. Okay.
It is a bit like that.
Space Police?
Yeah, it's Space Police 2 chassis. But at the back, it was a prison cabinet, and I've changed it. The back's been amended, and I put a crane and a box on.
Now I'm seeing it. Yeah. That looks great. Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. Let's see. Octopus says he's got 12, 14 of the CMFs. I have one. That's awesome. You have that many. You said you had a nice handful.
I've got about 12 as well. Yeah, I got loads.
What I will say is I have like 14 of the Wolf Pack.
I've got loads of them.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of those guys. So
I knew you'd get a load of them because he's 8, isn't he?
Someone doesn't. Oh yeah, hiss on the hiss and boo on the stickers. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah. I totally agree. I wouldn't have them in replacement of the originals. I've got plenty of originals.
Yeah.
But, I'll just bust out some stickers every now and again. So normally, when I'm doing that stuff, it's for things that you can't get in Lego. If Lego make it, I'll normally get it official. If it's impossible to get, then maybe I'll stretch out. But I don't actually mind stickers on the Tudor panels. It can look quite cool.
Well,
I mean, I'll show you some stuff.
We have a couple of thoughts on stickers. I think
not as good.
They're not as good as Prince, obviously, and I think like Barad-dûr or any Lord of the Rings says anything over like $200 shouldn't come with a sticker, in my opinion.
No.
I just don't think so. I mean, at this point, I don't know really what the point of the stickers are, except for just saving Lego money. I guess that's really all it is, just cutting a corner at this point. I think it made sense sort of originally for them to do some stickers because people would either use them or not use them and decide if you wanted the parts. Now, when you're doing a collector display piece like a Lord of the Rings $500 tower, no one's going to be like not putting the stickers on and using those parts for something else, really. Like most of the people buying that set are buying it for the display value and part of the collection of Lord of the Rings. So a sticker in a set like that just makes zero sense to me.
Yeah. No, it's obnoxious. I agree. I think it's totally obnoxious. But like, just to make an argument for when stickers can be good, if you're in a place where it's really hard to get a yellow printed Tudor panel and you can't get hold of them, and the one you could get hold of them is so beat up and scratched up, but you can get loads of the 4444 in jet black that's in decent condition, and a sticker that it's just going to go on your shelf piece as a display. They look nice and shiny and new. Like, yes, they're not real, but it depends how bothered you are. I totally understand the purist thing, and where possible, I lean that way, but I don't mind every now and again. And that's just an action shot of the
with the crane. No, well, and that was my part too. Is of that statement would be it's that what you just said, where it's like these discontinued parts, and they're like it's just stupid to find, or they're really expensive, or they're just broken, or don't look good. Totally, especially from mock potential or classic set design potential, really helps. The other flip side of that is custom stuff, right? So like, for instance, at some point I'd like to have sticker sheets for my Dungeoneers and Rivermen and Druids and all these custom factions, the Queen's Guard. Like I've got so many things, little signages for different things I've designed and stuff. I don't have the ability or really the lanes and the money to go through to get pad printed custom minifigs to sell to people. But I could probably at some point in the near future get some stickers and custom stickers for people to build out their Rivermen, factions if they want to use the Rivermen or the Dungeoneers and stuff like that. So I think stickers do have like a very useful place in the community and in just Lego in general. Yeah. I'm not a huge
I love to apply them. I find it very fun. I think sometimes the dread that goes through people's minds is they think of all the parts they get with stickers half stretched off and gluey, horrible residue and all the dark side of stickers. And I agree, that is all super annoying. It's horrible. But if you're applying a nice sticker to a nice piece that you're going to keep nice, maybe that's not so bad. I don't know. I'm open to it.
Again, I don't mind applying stickers. Nice, it's a bit of a part of the hobby, I guess. Like a bit of the joy of some people. I know some people who don't have super fine motor skills and don't enjoy, and don't enjoy putting them on because it ruins the quality of the build. Like if they can't put them on, it doesn't make any sense to have. It really doesn't make any sense for Lego to be making anything with stickers. I will actually say that for us in the community, creating our own like stuff. I think that's fine. I especially again custom factions and things like that.
But Lego should be.
But Lego shouldn't do it because it doesn't work on either level. It doesn't work on the big expensive display pieces, and it actually doesn't work on the smaller sets for kids because kids can't put stickers on very well. No. And so it ruins the actual quality of the representation of the license, even if a kid can't put the sticker on or it looks bad. So
that's a very good point.
Stickers don't work on the younger side or the older side of the fandom. So I think we should get rid of them in official Lego sets.
That's a good point.
I still stand by stickers sheets and custom factions and things like that. Or recreating, like you said, some of the old stickers from like the old what's that Town Square set?
The little
prototype. Prototypes, but also there's that the town square set with the little knights marching through it. What's that one called?
Knight's Procession. No.
But it's in that same era of classic, like old.
I know the one you mean. I just can't remember the name. But I know the one you mean.
But it's got a bunch of stickers in it. But no one can find those. Like they're completely cooked. Like none of the sets. They're all just chewed up. Like finding.
A lot of the yellow castle and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. Getting a yellow castle sticker sheet because those were all stickers. So it's like I don't know. Enough of the stickers.
No, I agree. Yeah. The thing is, as well, just one last thing. That sticker that I just showed you there will also go on a white tile. So if I wanted to make the prototype, but give it in white and green and give him the Tron logo, that's why I bought that, because I can make the prototype color scheme and still give him the logo and put one on the torsos of the green torsos. So I can have green and white Tron with orange, trans orange with that sheet. So there's my other argument for that. And here, who can guess which bad boy this is? This one's a bit more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess?
Yeah.
Spectral Star Guider, but of course it's the Spectral Magnetizer.
This is Blacktron, right?
Yeah, Blacktron 2.
Blacktron 2? Yeah.
I quite enjoyed building this one. This was a fun one. And this, again, that rare grated plate from the Magnetizer. I've got a couple of them loose lying around that I was lucky enough to get. So that's incorporated just to tie it into the Magnetizer. But other than that, it is very, very much a Blacktron vessel. For anyone who doesn't know, this one sends off a flyer. Got some sideways. I've got the robot in there. If you look carefully, you can see the robot. So I've got the Tron robots in there.
Love me a little classic brick-built robot.
Yeah, it's amazing. That one backs on. It's got another little housing at the front there for a magnet. But you can take that out and then you can attach this in different configurations, basically. So if you're familiar with the Blacktron one, you might know that you can move the cockpit down to there.
Oh, right.
This.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's such a cool set design.
Yeah, very nice one. But I have it riding up at the top, and then I hang out a little magnet at the bottom. And that just goes onto the peg again. So
fantastic.
Just to make it Tron and different. And so, I really like that set. And it's like, it's got a little kind of mobile base platform with that as it just is on its own. And then, it's a good one. So that was a good candidate for Troning, I thought, because obviously you've got the octagonal panels in trans green. And then I just gave it the Tron printed one, which I know is right in front of his face, so he can't see where he's going for his own branding. But it's just for the aesthetic of the set, so that there's no mistaking who this belongs to.
I mean, I love that. Lorem System says he likes it more in M-Tron. That's dope.
Cool,
I mean, so he likes the colors in that. I mean, here, let's pull
it's
this.
got all the suspension and everything as well, by the way. When you this one's got suspension. I don't know if anyone ever saw this in the original. It's got like a nice.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of suspend the wheel, nearly dropped it. Yeah, so that's quite a nice thing.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at all these 3 you've done here, and it is very cool that these colors work so well. I mean, it makes sense, but
yeah,
especially the 2 wheeled vehicles you have here from Space Police and Blacktron 2.
Yeah.
Dude, those look like they could have just been M-Tron.
Yeah, they do actually.
So well.
I can't wait to build the base and have those guys kind of, lurking out in there. That's going to be nice.
Space,
yeah. I'm going to.
Oh no, you're going to do a custom one. I'm
going to do a custom one for M-Tron because. And I love to build Jason's builds. I've built quite a bit of Jason's stuff. Some of it without instructions, but for M-Tron, I've got a personal thing with them. I'm going to do my own, but I might get those cranes involved.
Do it, use whatever you like. I mean, that's what it's kind of.
And now I've seen that stanchion. Now I've seen the way that you did that.
Add some stuff on the back there.
I need to study that a little bit though, because I've had 3 years to look at your other mock. I've just seen that for the first time, so that's going to be interesting. So thank you for sharing that, dude, because that's really good to see them. I'm glad that you found them. I'm glad they were out there for you, and you didn't lose them. Lore occasion, Octavian says. The chassis is M-Tron, and the bubble cockpit is Blacktron 2. So they stole the chassis and repainted it. Definitely. Perfect. And these are the stories you can make up to make your builds make sense, especially if you make 10 million ionizers a week like me.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's the M-Tron for you guys. I mean, that's pretty much the sets. Those are the alt builds. Those are the mocks. We got the prototypes.
Recolors.
We got the CMF in here, luckily, and we didn't get the ideas book image, but we got some of the posters even. So, I mean, we got this right here.
I think we've done M-Tron justice, mate. I think this, deserves the detail and deserves the time. And for me, this is the Black Knights of Space. I know for a lot of people that's Blacktron, but I'm an M-Tron man through and through. I think this is just the best space faction ever. But I love Ice Planet too.
Space Renee says every set looks better as M-Tron.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so, you were talking about Lavatron. I don't know, did you make any custom designs for Lavatron, or are they recolors?
Yeah, I did a custom one. There's a ship for Lavatron. I think I showed the ship.
Well, what I was going to say.
Previous show. But basically, only.
Well, but you have. Wait. I mean, you don't have to grab it necessarily, because what I was going to say is maybe next week we do some custom space factions.
Oh, sweet! Yeah, no, that's fine.
Or maybe
I'll abort what I was going to do then.
No. I mean, I just because I think you had like Gatortron too, right, or something.
Reptron.
What was that? Reptron, and I have Skeletron.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, we
should totally do that. That would be a really good idea. And it'd be nice to shine a light on space a bit, because we've done quite a lot of castle. Let me just whack this back on the shelf. Talk to the audience, Jason.
No, no, you're good. I think that's maybe what we'll do. I mean,
another faction I've done something I've called the Recon Rangers, they're kind of like Ice Planet's color scheme, but blue is swapped out for green, and they're a bit utilitarian. Yeah. They're like more of a special forces thing. And then also I've done Greytron from the prototype images. So we could maybe look at some of the prototype images from Lego that inspired some of the ones that we've built.
Sure.
So that would be a really good shout for a show, actually, dude. I think that's a great idea.
I've just moved
myself to make room for all the new castles I'm making, but I'll get them back out.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got a lot of options for more shows. I was just thinking, we have a lot of things that don't necessarily fit into a specific Lego theme.
Yeah.
Obviously moving forward, there's full on set line, like way, what do you call it? Themes that I've created, like that have like 10 sets in them that I've designed that aren't actually Lego themes, that will probably pull into the show at some point. But I'm thinking like you with stuff that you've done, we could do a 2-part where it's whichever faction you've created that you want to showcase, and then maybe one of the space ones that I've come up with, and we do space, and then we could do some of the what are those guys? Musketeers maybe later.
Yeah.
Musketeers and the what is there's a bunch of stuff I can't even think
loads,
about.
There's too many.
I'd like to talk about the druids actually. I think the druids would be a fun episode.
Druids would be good. Yeah, we could or if there's not enough there, we could do druids back to back with musketeers. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So anyway,
we'll
bring
something cool for you. We've got loads in the. There's too much. Look at me, I'm surrounded by it, and it just keeps getting built.
I know, it's crazy. Well, we got to wrap it up. I got to get back to the kiddos, see how they're doing. So
thanks everyone. Thanks
Jason, for joining us. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to.
Hope everyone's feeling better soon, mate.
My voice. Yeah.
Hope you're feeling better, man, and you and yours.
Aaron,
Fright Nights is coming. Don't worry about that.
I need to do more mocks for Fright Nights, but we'll do it. It's coming.
I'm mocking those boys in real life soon.
Fright Nights will happen for sure.
So. As soon as I've done Crusaders and Wolfpack, I'm moving on to Fright Nights, so that's coming. Cool, man. Nexo Nights, not so much.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how far down the list we get. But
yeah, man. Well, you get to it, dude. Thank you, everyone. It's been really nice talking to everyone.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
That means the most. And hope you've enjoyed Tron.
Yeah, appreciate all the engagement in the chat. Thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you next week with another show. And that's about it. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.
Take it easy, dudes.